Hello, this is Rally Bytes, and today's video will be about calling yourself. Recursion. Recursion is the act of repeating or calling a function again and again and again, depending on how much you set it to, but it repeats the same process until a certain condition is met. Once that condition is met, it sends the answer to itself and goes through the same process until it reaches the final results. Well, speaking metaphorically, recursion is kind of like Russian roulette, Russian dolls. You open one to find another one inside and another and so on. Or like a barber's shop mirrors, where you see the back of your head stretching endlessly. A live demonstration will consist of two mirrors facing each other. In coding, it looks something like this. This code is doing something simple. We have a function called factorial of type int, returns the factorial of a certain number. Every other tutorial shows this example because it's relatively simple and helps you to understand how recursion works. The f block has n equal to 0, which is the condition here that we set. So I don't know what will happen if we don't set it, but moving on. When the condition is met, which is n equal to 0, it will return n equal to 1. Khan Academy explained this so well, check their video, it's really well explained there. But before that, we need to know which factorial do we want. Let's take for example the factorial of 5, which is this. So factorial of 5. The program reads the code from top to bottom, so it will check if 5 is equal to 0. If the condition is false, then it goes to the else block. Inside the else block, it would look like this. 5 times factorial n minus 1, or 5 minus 1 in this case because n is 5. We want the factorial of 5, so it would be 5 times factorial of 4. The function knows that n is equal to 5. So it replaces n with 5, but what it does not know is what's factorial 4, which is factorial 5 minus 1. Now we have the n inside the factorial function that will be called equal to 4. Then a new process happens and it checks if 4 is equal to 0. If false, goes to the else block and repeats the same process until the if condition is met, which is n equal to 0, meaning 0 equal to 0. So it will go through factorial of 3, and then factorial of 2, and then factorial of 1, and lastly factorial of 0, which is meeting the condition of n equal to 0, or is 0. Then it returns 1. And the same process happens again, but this time, instead of calling the function, it sends the answer answering the function's calling. And then our complex problem is solved by breaking it down bit by bit. And we get our answer of factorial of 5, which is 120. The same thing can apply for other numbers, but for some reason, after going past 15, it starts acting weirdly. I'm pretty sure there is an explanation for this, but so I think I'll look for it later. If you need more info on the topic, check Khan Academy Frequent Camp for deeper understanding. There are also more videos and more tutorials on the internet. In paper, it looks like an easy and simple context, not that hard to understand, just a function that calls itself. For recursion exercises, search for them in Google and you'll find plenty of them in W3 resource or We resource. There's also a website called W3 School, which is a good site for tutorials and learning. There is also some exercise that tests your understanding. Well, the next thing on the list for me will be practicing recursion a lot, which I doubt I will be doing since I'm thinking of going through C's topics first. But I don't know, why don't you tell me in a comment? Anyway, that was all that I understood about recursion. Thank you for watching. Hit like if you liked the video, subscribe, share and drop a comment. Thank you again. See you next time.